Hello everyone, welcome to the stream for today. It is September 14th. How are you all doing today? Would like to say hello to DC. Hi Autumn, I'm just stopping by to say hello. I hope that you stay a bit longer than just a hello. Hopefully you do. Promise, great to have you here. Howdy to you as well. How are you doing? And then Star Helix, nice to have you here as well. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a little bit, Star Helix. How have things been going? Oh look, you can actually rank now, I see. You can actually rank. You got the rank on you. Thoughts and prayers. Well, yes. There we go. A little bit of a mess. And be sure also to say hello to our mice. That's right. Hello. There they are. Such lovely, amazing mice. Doing well, thanks for the seasons changing. Oh no. You know, it is quite warm today. I have my air conditioner on because of how warm it is. But, yeah. Gotten a bit warm. But yeah, it has been relatively cool though, besides today. Not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it, because it is relatively cool. Bit too cool for me. Make sure my microphone. Hello, testing. Okay, I think that we're good. Let's say, I want that warmth again. Yeah, we do. We want that warmth again. Hopefully it doesn't go, but it is going to go. It's going to be going. Let's see. What is this? What is this? Let me look this up. I'm not familiar with this term. Let's see. The only thing that's coming up with that is TCP protocol. I don't think that's what you meant. I don't think that is what you meant. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. No idea. Yeah, it just come out with TCP protocol. And so you said testing, and I had a nerdy reference. Oh, because I said testing into the mics. Look, I didn't even realize what I even said. Sorry, I'm not really all there today. Sorry to say. So, yes. Acknowledged. Okay. ACK, we hear you. Acknowledged. I understand. I understand. Okay. Yeah, that was a nerdy reference, wasn't it? One that I didn't even understand. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. You know, we have our mice here. Our mice can hopefully help us. I like the nerd emoji. That's a lovely emoji. It's a lovely emoji, I must say. There he is. There he is, nice, and let me make him. There we go. Look, I can just go like this. Look, it's lovely, right? It's lovely. Maybe it's a bit too big. Let me just kind of get like this. Oh, let me try to match it to my face. Let's see. How do I wanna. There we go. I have more like an oval face. There we go. Why are we doing this? Ryan, great to have you here. You came in at the perfect time. You saw something very Interesting. Oh, we can do this too. Yeah, we can do this one too. Look, here we go. How do I there. I don't know. I'm done. I'm done. Though I have to say, I like this one. Look at that. Whenever you need something to make you smile for a bit, just you know, just like that. It's perfect because those are like my glasses too. See? Anyway. Let's see. X-Files voice. Don't do that. Don't do. I did. I saw your face. I saw a face on your face. It is a face-off. It was a face-off. It was a face-off. Let's see. Let's see. AU Real Cat Mint. Great to have you here. Every time you go live, my phone is on 1% battery. Oh no. Hopefully you can charge it up and listen to me. We're going to be talking about... what are we talking about? So I don't even know. You have to excuse me. I am running at like 15% capacity. I'm like your phone battery. This trickery afoot must be that demon witch Haven stance again. Could be. Could be. Okay, yeah, so we're talking about being a third wheel in a relationship. As in, so there we go. We can kind of see it there. There we go. Person in the middle is the third wheel of this twisted relationship. And we're not talking about having multiple partners or anything like that. I guess that could apply though. But we're going to talk about being a third wheel in a relationship. Because as you can see here, we got two people on the side. They're holding each other's hands. I gotta like really duck out of here. And the person in the middle may be oblivious to what's going on here. Being the third wheel in a relationship or a friendship or anything along those lines can really cause a lot of problems. So here we're going to talk about some of the signs about being in this third-party relationship, third-party situation that you may find yourself in that is not going to do any good for you. It's only going to cause harm and pain for everyone involved. So let's think of some examples. Let's think of some examples of being the third wheel in a relationship. Perhaps you are friends with someone and they have a bunch of other friends, and whenever you go and do something with them, they have to bring a bunch of their other friends along. And they're paying more time and attention to those other friends as opposed to you. You feel as though your opinions aren't validated, nothing you say matters, and you feel as though you're just not welcome in the group, that you could just disappear and walk off and they wouldn't even know. That could be a possibility. That could be a situation you find yourself in where you are the third wheel, fourth wheel, fifth wheel even, just kind of thrown together in this group of people that you just don't feel as though you are valuable. Let's take another example. Perhaps you are friends with someone, like maybe these two people here on the sides, maybe that they're a romantic couple or they're married, husband and wife and whatever. And you're just kind of tagging along because you're friends with them. But because they are the ones who are mostly together, you're kind of the one, again, who's whose opinions aren't being validated, who you don't feel as though you are very important or very special in any sort of way. So you are the odd person out. You're not the priority in these people's lives. You're the outcast. You're the person who is just kind of tagging along for whatever ride that they are doing. But you're not the one who's actively participating in any sort of meaningful way. That's such a negative situation to be in. But it's very important that you recognize it. Because if you're in this third-party relationship, I mean, how is it making you feel? Certainly you don't feel happy in this situation. Let's look at some more examples and some situations. Perhaps you always want to go out with a friend, you want to meet them, you want to do activity with them, but they just always keep making excuses. Constant excuse after excuse that they just keep on giving, and they're not making you the priority in their life. They're not giving you the attention that you deserve. And I'm not talking about you're an attention seeker and you need attention from your friends or whatever, but we're talking about just basic forms of attention that you should give all of your friends to some degree, to some capacity. And they're not able to give that to you. And they make excuses. And then you may see them. They may give an excuse about why they couldn't do something with you or couldn't interact with you. And then you caught them in a lie because you see them in a different circumstance than they actually were. It's a shame, right? It's a shame. Because you had trusted that person. You thought that they were your friend. But then they broke that trust. And they're not giving you that attention. Let's look at some more examples here. Because if any of this sounds like situations you find yourself in, this is certainly a major problem. And you're in a particular situation that really is not doing you any good. It's just bringing you down, making you feel bad. But let's look at a few more examples just to really understand the whole scope of this. Let's talk. So this has always been, we've talked about, friendships, situations like that could be on more of a friendly term, but let's put yourself in a situation maybe that the friend that you have is almost ashamed of you. They feel ashamed of you, so they have to hide you. And they're sneakily pretending as if they don't know you to other people. They don't talk about you to other people. They don't mention you. You're just kind of the odd one out. They're just kind of talking to for whatever reason. Now, there can be many reasons why that could be. Whether it be that they are ashamed of being friends with someone like you to other people because they don't want to leave a bad impression on other people. Really, you have to ask yourself, what kind of friend is that if they're ashamed of you? If they're really not, feeling really, really good about your presence and able to talk about you, what kind of friend is that? Or maybe this could be another, pretty disgusting thing as well. Perhaps if you're a friend with someone of the opposite sex, perhaps that other person is with someone else, or they're married to someone else, and they're kind of secretly cheating on their partner with you, and you may not even know. You may not even be aware until you are aware. And then what happens then? Do you continue to be in that sort of situation, or do you change some things about yourself to learn to let that go? Because how can you possibly trust someone like that? How can you possibly trust someone who is sneakily going behind someone else's back to communicate with you and talk with you, not acknowledging you in the situation that they currently find themselves in? So if they're with friends, if they're with a spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever else, their romantic partner, 90% of their life, but 10% they give to you, and you feel as though, what? you feel as though that is what you deserve in this sort of situation, that you feel as though that's just how things are. It's a very negative situation that you could find yourself in if that is the case. But these are all examples of you being the third wheel, the third person, the third party, this third party situation that you find yourself in that is not going to help you in any sort of way. Because you really have to think. So if we do use the example of the person cheating on their spouse for a you, perhaps you're secretly wishing, oh gosh, I wish they would just break up with this other person or whatever else and just be with me. Well, it's like, how can you trust that person though? If they had cheated on their current partner with you, what makes you think that they're going to be faithful to you? It doesn't make any sort of sense. So you really have to put things into perspective and realize what the situation you find yourself in and what are some things that you can really go about changing it. Because if you're in this sort of situation, it's not going to help you. So we're going to talk about how to get out of this third party situation. Okay, so let me read over some of your comments here. Let's see. And I'm curious to know how you got out of a third party situation. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Third parties. I mainly thought of software. Third party software. Oh my gosh, yeah, you have computers and software on the MindStar Helix. Yeah, amazing, amazing. Okay. Let's see. What else did I miss here? Hold on. Let me get mine. There we go. Let's bring our mice back into the picture. I gotta find my place. Sorry that I missed it. Okay. We're legit the only ones who got that reference. Yeah, we know all the references. Yes, we do. Do you like Manitoba? One of my blogger friends from there, and it's so cold. No, I'm not familiar with it, and I've never been, so no. I'm not familiar. Sorry. When a friend brings an extrovert and you immediately shrivel up. There you go. That can certainly be your situation. Absolutely. Do millennials and Gen Zers do actually accept relationships? You know, I think it's really hard to say. I think a lot of relationships are kind of ruined now with all this like online technology thing. You know, people can just talk to like AI bots and everything to form relationships. And it's like, that's not an actual person. That doesn't actually really help. I've got some friends like that. They've been getting drunk and high, but they're basically pretend that I'm not even there because I do neither. Yeah, that is awful, isn't it? That's just absolutely awful. Yeah, because it does make you wonder. It's like, how are you even a friend? There we go. How are you even a friend if you can't even consider me, you know? That's what you got to think about. What are you doing, mice? The mice. Wish we could always get them in view. But I kind of can't. What if someone doesn't want friends but want enemies because they like being hated? Oh, that's interesting. That is a problem usually with self-worth, that they feel as though that is what they deserve, that they deserve other people that are going to harm them and bring them down. That's something that they need to work through. Let's say, had a friend of mine tell me, he can't be bothered with me because my mother passed. Weird reason to ditch a friend. I don't know what kind of friend that is. Absolutely. But You know, some situations like that, they really show who your friends are, doesn't it? It really does. It's like, is that person really my friend? No. And it can make you feel bad. It really can. Let's say they would cheat on someone else, they would cheat on you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I find that certain countries are easy for me to make friends and some are impossible. Oh, I'm really curious. What countries that it's easy for you and what countries are impossible? Have you talked to people in like a lot of different countries? That sounds really interesting. Really curious. Yeah, ruining the friendship. It's just such an awful thing, isn't it? It really is. Because friendships don't always last. Some can, but a lot of them, they will, you know, go through time. Go, you know, up and down. You could lose some, you could make some, etc. You know, it's just how life is. It's just how life is. We don't make friends or enemies. We make feet-emies. That's right. Feet-emies. Feet-emies. Anyway. Why don't we switch our background now? We're going to go to another situation of being the third wheel. There we go. Is this you? Is this your situation? Look at that, yeah. All right. Is this you here? You in this situation while your friend and their girlfriend, you know, just hanging out there, or maybe she is your ex-girlfriend now with your friend. Oh, what a horrible situation to be in, isn't it? It really is. This is basically now has turned into a third-party sort of situation that you find yourself in. Third-party situation. It's a very sad thing. You feel alone, you feel isolated, you feel as though you're just in a really depressing, sad mood as a result. But there are ways of getting out of this situation that you have to put your foot down and stand your ground. That's ultimately the number one source here. Why do you tolerate it? Why do you tolerate being the third person in some sort of twisted relationship like this? Ask yourself that question. Why do you tolerate it? Just think about it for a moment. Why would this person tolerate it? Perhaps he had been through some sort of traumatic experiences from the past and he feels as though this is what he deserves. This is all that he's good for. He's meant to be hurt by other people, especially people who were once close to him. You know, maybe again, the twisted relationship of her being perhaps his ex and this is his friend and you know, twisted stuff. But maybe he feels as though I deserve this. This is all that I am worth. It's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible. Because he is not able to see past this. He's not able to see past the traumatic experiences he had in the past, the situations that have brought him down and made him have lower confidence, and have basically put him into a situation where he feels as though he's not deserving of love and happiness and success, but instead something negative. He deserves something bad to happen to him, something negative to happen to him. That's all that he feels as though he is worth. So why does he tolerate it? Because he feels as though there's nothing better for him. But the truth is, You deserve better. If you're in this situation, you find yourself in this problematic third-party situation that's bringing you down, making you feel bad, stressing you out each and every day, then you deserve better. You may not realize it. You may not think about it. You may not start to go through your mind like, this is what I deserve. But no, you do deserve much better than some sort of twisted idea like that. You deserve something so better. You need to stop associating with people who are putting you into this situation. Stop communicating with, stop associating with people who don't have your best interest to heart. If they're not here for your own growth and personal development, then they are not worth your time in your life. But it can be very hard to cut ties with people who you thought were friends, because deep down you feel some level of pain and hurt by these people. They have done you wrong. They have hurt you on a very deep level. And it's very hard for you to finally be able to put your foot down and say, I will not tolerate this anymore. Because you feel as though you are obligated at that point, because they are your friend. And you don't want to be hurt by them. You're in a form of denial at that point. It's like, how could my friend do this to me? Someone I thought I trusted. How could they possibly put me into this situation that made me feel worthless, made me feel not valued in any capacity? I guess this is just how it is. I would just accept how it is and suffer in silence, not saying anything. Because if you look here, he's not saying anything. He's not speaking up. You know? How uncomfortable it makes him feel there. Because in our mind, we get trapped in this idea like, this is how good it's going to get. There's not going to be anything better than this. But that's a pessimistic type of attitude to have. That's a very negative perspective to have on life. Because something better will come along. By you being in this negative state of mind, this negative mindset, that this is what you deserve and there's nothing better, then you're limiting what your possibilities are. You're limiting your reach of other people, communicating with other people, meeting other people, interacting. And as a result, you don't meet the people who are really going to help you, who are going to put your ideas and thoughts first. People who truly respect you and value you. That is the people you should be searching for. You shouldn't have people in your life like this, who are going to make you feel bad. You don't want that. You want people who really value you and listen to your perspectives and make you feel good about yourself and help your own growth and personal development. If you don't have people like that in your life, and you have all these negative people, it could be that these negative people are preventing you from meeting the positive people. So if all these negative people are in your life, the moment you begin to remove them from your life, someone better will replace them. It may happen very shortly after you discontinue the other person, or it could take some time for you to truly heal from the situation that you found yourself in and be in a much more positive place. But it's all about you beginning to do what is best for you, respecting yourself. Respecting the person that you are and standing your ground and saying, I will not tolerate this, and putting an end to these toxic relationships, friendships. You know, even if you have a spouse who's very, very negative and always bring you down, and nothing you can do can work the situation out. All these things you would need to leave behind and move on from if you want to find the right people who are really going to help you on your journey ahead. So always put yourself first in these sort of situations where other people are bringing you down. Do what is best for your own interest to help yourself, because you don't want to be like this person stuck in this sort of situation. You want to be a happy person who's attracting the right people who value you. But that's all up to you making that decision and doing the things that will help your own growth. Okay, let's read over some of your comments here. Let's say, I'm the friend that vanishes when the significant other shows up. I usually tell them to make this a Kodak moment and picture me gone. Well, there you go. You know the boundaries and you put a stop to it. That's a good. That is a good. Let's see, last year I finally let go of a friendship I've been trying for frame is good in my mind. The first time I ever invited her to hang out, she ended up duo ghosting me to hang out with some other kids. Oh gosh, that's horrible. That's when I was 14. I'm now 38. That's how our friendship was pretty much the whole time. I was never a priority when I would always try to help her or hang out with her when she asked. Yeah, sometimes we always put ourselves, like we overdo with some people. And we make them more of a priority in our life than we make ourselves. You know? Why did it take me so long to realize she's never been a true friend? Yeah, it's because perhaps at the time, you thought that is what you deserve. That is all that you're worth. Or you're trying to force something to happen, or you have the best interest of your friend in mind. You know? So, yeah, it's a shame. As I said, nothing always lasts forever, okay? It's just how it is. I shall go back to my room now. I would like to talk a little bit about my own situations that I've been in, where I've been the third party or a third wheel in the relationship that I personally do not like, and what I have done to eliminate a lot of those people from my life and a lot of those very negative connections, friendships, relationships that served a purpose at one point, but perhaps no longer serve a purpose. So for me personally, I am someone who, I don't like big gatherings of people and a whole bunch of friends together. I usually like one-on-one time. That is my personal way of connecting with other people, which means I am someone who likes someone else give me the time and attention that I deserve and that I need in my own life. So if I'm not a priority to them, if I feel as though they don't really care about me, if I feel as though I'm just kind of the second or third, fourth, fifth, whatever person that they go to as opposed to number one, I don't have as high of an opinion of that person anymore. So I've been in multiple sort of situations throughout my lifetime to some degree, but I guess really the most recent one which was, it wasn't just one. It was many, many, many people. And it was just, I just could not believe that I was in this sort of situation that I found myself in. And this was quite shocking. So talking with people online, meeting a bunch of new people online, just communicating, okay? Not in any sort of romantic way, but it is mostly men, talking to men. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but it's not meant to be in a dating sort of way, okay? That's not, I don't want to give that impression, because that's not what it was. But it was kind of that way to them. They were kind of seeing it as some sort of dating platform and communication. Although they would be very sneaky about certain things that they would say. Now, here's the big twist of all this. A lot of these men were married, talking with me. And I would be so confused. It's like, why are you talking with me when you're married with someone else? It just didn't really make much sense to me. And for, oh gosh, I don't even remember how many, but it was a fair amount of people. Okay, I mean, off the top of my head, at least seven, to, various degrees of conversation, like more in-depth conversation and more, light conversation, to more conversation about, oh, I am married and I have kids, but I want to meet you. My wife will not know about it at all. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty disgusting in my eyes personally. But I tolerated it for quite a while. I did. And I don't know how I tolerated it for as long as I did. I really have no idea. But I just kind of like, okay, because I set the boundary for myself. If this man is saying those sort of things, I don't engage in that. I don't say, oh yeah, we should meet up behind your wife's and kids' back and go out somewhere or whatever. Do some shady activities behind your wife's back that she won't even know. No, that's not me. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm going to do at all. And so I set the boundary for myself. So I didn't engage with that sort of conversation. If they said that, I just kind of ignored it, or I just kind of said something like, no, I don't think it'll be appropriate. Or some of them would send a picture of themselves, and kind of like, okay, I see what you want me to kind of look at your photo when you're married and everything. Okay, so it's like I'm not going to say anything about that. Personally, that's just not what I'm going to do. So these have been situations that I've found myself in that I really do not like. Yet I couldn't really stand up the way that I had wanted to. So I just kind of tolerated it for a bit. Maybe I felt as though, oh, it's maybe things would change, maybe things will get better or whatever. Who knows? And I felt as though I guess I was like trapped to some degree. Or maybe I felt as though that is what I deserve to some degree. Just like constant married men again and again and again and again. Just like, when will it stop? When will it stop? I don't know. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. So this is something that I did. And this may be something quite that you've never heard of anyone doing before. And it's very different from what we had talked about when it comes to getting out of this third-party situation. This is something that I did, and literally, I saw the results right away. It was so fascinating. So I basically did first, I realized that all these married men, I was just sick of it because I felt as though I was not a priority. Okay? These are men who are not emotionally available in any sort of way. They're not actually there. There's just no connection, but it's kind of creepy at the same time. You know, it's like, I don't deserve that. And I realized I don't deserve that at all. That's not what I'm all about here. So I did a meditation to get rid of all these emotionally unavailable married men from my life, to then manifest, proper people into my life who are going to serve my best good and my best interest to help me learn and grow, in addition to strengthening connections that are meant to be for a longer term. And literally, after I did that, within days, quite a few people that I was talking to started to change. I was really impressed. Like, one person literally changed like overnight, it seemed. They just got extremely distant and weird. Their conversations became very, very strange. It's like I didn't even, it's like, who am I even talking to anymore? Very, very strange conversations. Few other people started to drop off, including like one or two people that I had never even considered being married. I'm like, oh wow, maybe this is why this person changed and why they kind of dropped off. Maybe they were married, and when I put that intention out there to get rid of these people who do not serve my highest good anymore, that they left. And that can be a bit problematic and sad, because you feel as though maybe you had a friendship with someone and then it's just kind of gone. So a decent amount of people, actually almost all the married men except for one, had changed to some degree. More so distant and kind of bye-bye type of connection. Whereas the one who didn't, they were kind of like unchanged by the whole thing. Or there could have been a very slight, more in like a positive direction. So it's like that's just very interesting there. But that's something that I've done. That's something that I continue. Well, I haven't done it recently, really, but just something that is very interesting, that really showed me who are the people who are meant to be in my life. And it showed me. It showed me by getting rid of the people who no longer serve me. And strengthening, like after I did that, I even got like a few messages from friends that I perhaps didn't really hear from in, a little bit of time. Not men, fortunately. It's just an interesting situation. So that is my experience with how I got rid of a lot of being in this third party situation. That really helped me break free from it and just respect my own life and boundaries. Okay. Let's see. Oddly enough, I loathe large friend gatherings, yet I do lectures at Bigfoot conferences. There you go. You loathe large foot gatherings. Did someone say large feet? I have large feet, it is right. Yes, he has super large feet, it is right. One day I'm going to convince Autumn to go Bigfoot hunting. No, thank you, I'm good. I'm good, thank you so much. I'd rather not. That would be a little scary for me, actually. That would be. Okay. So, final thing to end it off with. Looks like we're going to be maybe running a little bit later. We have the tarot reading for the week ahead. I'm curious to see what we're going to get. I forget what the last one was. You know, I haven't even been watching any tarot videos either. I used to watch them like every day. I just have not had any interest. So, yeah. I tried, but I'm like, no, this isn't it. So, oh. All right. So let me get my webcam ready. Let's see what the week ahead holds. We're going to do now the tarot reading for the week ahead. So this is going to be for September 15th to the 21st. So we're already halfway through the month of September, honestly. I am absolutely amazed by that. It's going so fast, so fast. Anyway, we're going down to our desk here. Okay, now let's go ahead and shuffle the cards. And we're going to draw 3 cards. Actually, there we go. Let's get those right into position there. And I'm thinking, normally I have just been shuffling and the cards just kind of fly out. I have a feeling I'm going to draw them today. Okay, so just give it a few shuffles here. Separate the cards here. Okay. So with this, we're going to draw 3 cards. One is going to be for the beginning of the week, the middle to the end, and then the weekend ahead. There we go. We're going to put it sideways. So for the beginning of the week, what do we have? What do we need to see for the beginning of the week here? Next card is going to be for the middle to the end of the week. See what we get. And then lastly, the weekend. What does the weekend hold? All right. Let's see what we get. What do we need to know for this coming week? The beginning of the week here, we have the 4 of Pentacles. So this is a card that we actually got in last week's reading. As you can see, this man here, he's holding on to Pentacles here. This is like, it could represent money. Be financially secure here, to hold onto your money, but maybe not, or hold on to something. It doesn't necessarily have to represent money, but maybe if it is money related, it could apply to you. It can be about just holding on to that, but maybe holding on a bit too closely. Maybe he's a bit stingy. So you really have to evaluate it for your own circumstances. So if your circumstances, basically you're being a bit too stingy, you're holding on to things too much, maybe you have to let go a little bit. Or maybe you're not holding on enough. Maybe there have been something that you have just been letting go of too much of, and you have to hold on a little bit tighter. Okay, but not too tight that you're, you know, choking out the money or whatever it is. Okay, so just kind of be open to the different ideas here. So the middle to the end of the week here. Oh, look, we have 3 of Pentacles. So this is 4-3, as you can see here. 3 of Pentacles. So this is also Pentacles here. So it could represent money. It could represent, there we go. Like I was moving it all over the place here. It could also represent, you know, working in collaboration with people, teamwork, building something together. Represent, you know, kind of the hard work that you have put forth, perhaps with other people. Maybe some sort of success is being shown to some capacity. So, I'm really curious because we have 4 and a 3. If this is a 2 and it's the Pentacles, it's going to be quite interesting. I have a feeling that it's not. I have a feeling it could be. I'm kind of thinking like swords or cups, but we're seeing. Ah, it's neither. For the weekend, we have Page of Wands. Okay, Page of Wands here. This a woman here holding this. There you go. Okay. Page of Wands. All right. So the Page of Wands can represent some sort of good news that could be happening. Perhaps some sort of freedom, some sort of excitement that is happening, and it could come in very, very quickly. Something that is coming in very, very rapidly for you. So maybe the overall reading here that we're kind of getting here is, this one is, again, it's going to be up to your own interpretation, I would say, if you're holding on to things too tightly to let go a little bit, or you're not holding on to things tightly enough. And that could be when it comes to money, finances, or some sort of plan or project. But working together with someone, you'll be able to achieve some sort of result that's going to bring a lot of positive change into your life. So it certainly looks like this could be kind of a start to something that's big, that is going to happen, that's going to accelerate towards the weekend into something positive. But you have to really kind of get this foundation done. And begin, putting in the effort and working with other people, collaboration, or, the success that you see start to, kind of come in like that, snap of a finger, very, very quickly and rapidly. So that is the reading for this week ahead. So I really hope that positive things are ahead and that this resonates with you to some degree. All right, there we go. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Plot twist, Bigfoot is actually Rooster pranking us all. That's right. They call me Big Feet. I am plural. I'm not Bigfoot. I have 2 feet. Big feet. Yeah, hear that? He's a different species, Ryan. His is not big foot. It's big feet. That's right. Then we have another big feet here. That's right. Let's see. But the fright is part of the fun. The fright. Oh no, please. Rat squash. Oh no. I enjoy the astrological videos more than tarot, but I like your tarot. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm the opposite. I'm not a big fan of like astrology stuff. It's like, ugh. Kind of like, ugh. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. But yeah, I recently, just this year, that's when I really got into the tarot readings more. Started watching the videos that I have not been watching like the past, how long has it been? I'm going to say maybe 5 days or so. 6 days? I don't know. I actually do not know how long it has been since I watched it. Actually, you know what? I think it was probably it started, I think, last week, yeah. So yeah, I have not been watching like over the past week. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get back into them at some point. I don't know. But anyway, folks, I am going to end the broadcast here for today. I want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Thank you so very much. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. So you take care, have a great one, and I will see you all again on the 21st. So I will be live again on the 21st. So take care, have a good week, and see you later now. Bye, boys and ladies. Bad boys and lasers. Imagine if they could actually move their mouth. That would be a little creepy. That would honestly be really, really creepy. Bye-bye.